I don't know if you know this, Brian. This is serious, okay? And people might not know this, so this is going to be a first for your channel and the world. Did you know that snakes don't, in fact, lay eggs and then just leave their babies? They actually they lactate. It's called Snilk.
The government has all kinds of crazy stuff that like we're not aware of. But one of those things that they have that we are aware of is like those devices you just point it, and it could be from any distance. It could be, they literally have satellites where you can just point down at somebody, and as soon as they start like getting to the meat of the stuff, just like, oh, just make them seem crazy. Just send this little vibration down, and all of a sudden they're like slurring and just. It's a bummer. I'm glad we're able to talk. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down because the truth is coming out.
Yeah.
Howdy, folks. Brian Kusko here at Redline Report, and today we have the smallest YouTuber. Now, just because he's small doesn't mean that he's not big in his own mind, and we're going to find out just how big he is in his own mind when we do this interview, and he tries to release the most heinous idea of what is considered false, factual information. And you're watching the Redline Report. Patrick Holmes.
Who's Patrick Holmes?
Patrick Holmes is possibly one of the most awesome green tree keepers in the green tree keeping world. That's hard to say because there's a lot of awesome guys that do that in the green tree world.
I'll have to go meet him then. I'm interested.
Yeah, this is his first time at Tinley as well, which also blew my mind. Just like when you told me it was your first time at Tinley, I was like, wait, no, how is that possible? Because I think there was a time you were planning to come here, but then you just didn't make it.
I've been planning to come here the last 5 shows, and then just something comes up. But this one, nothing big came up. I did have a baby 10 days ago, but besides that, nothing big was important. I couldn't be at this show.
So ridiculous. At the time you actually make it, you're a father as of a week and a half ago. That is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I did have somebody say, hey, we'll fly you out this time if you want to come. I'm like, okay, cool. I guess I'll be there. All right.
Yeah. Well, as we talked about last night, like your wife is definitely a saint. You have a good support system. So that's
yes. Yeah. My wife and her family are fantastic people. So yeah, she's definitely not high and dry. I promise I'm not leaving her at home with 3 screaming kids. She's got lots of help.
Yeah, that's awesome. Bro, it's good to see you out here.
Yeah, good to see you. I'm glad that I'm out here finally. So it's always cool because like I get to see you once or twice a year. So this is kind of cool.
Yeah, no doubt. And we also like made it down the hallway of the gauntlet of. You get to. I'm glad you're getting to see this. Like, how do you feel about all this?
I knew it was gonna be busy. I didn't think it was gonna be like this. Like this is insane, crazy. You can barely move in here, but it's also like it doesn't feel cluttered and gross. It feels like a big community that is just too close to me at the same time. But it's yeah, I love it. Like this is really cool. I'm glad to be here.
Because it's too close.
Yeah, it's like there's so many smells, at the same time. Like I can barely smell Dave, and that never happens because he smells so strongly from even across, right? It's that Bigfoot essence about him,
And yet you can barely smell him because there's so many other smells.
Yes, so it's all masking the Bigfoot smell,
Yeah. I got that. It makes sense. I think Redline made a stick for that of some kind this year.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. Yeah, what's this whole thing about people don't wear deodorant when they go to reptile expos? Why? What is this?
I think it's not that there's a thing that people like are intentionally doing that. It's more like the more buzz is around like, why don't you? You know?
Like just it's a thing that you should do always. It's reptile shows and metal shows. I don't know what it is. They're just the stinky. It smells like a farm a bit, but I actually like farms, so it's cool. So I'll come here again.
All right, sweet. I don't know if my nose just breaks when I walk through the door or something. I've never really had that super existential crisis of like, oh my God, it smells so bad, I got to get out of here. I haven't had that happen at the show. In fact, the first time I was at a Tinley show, I was like, I'm coming back for sure. Which what you said, but I didn't. Yeah. It wasn't the smells, the love of a farm that did it for me.
No, it's only the smell. That's it. Yeah, like the people are cool, but the fact that I can smell everybody at the same time, that's what's gonna keep me coming back.
Yeah, you are weird. Yeah. Dude. All right, good. Professional.
To be fair though, do you remember the first thing you ever said to me?
The first thing I ever said to you?
When we met at Snake Discovery?
Oh my gosh. Did I say like I was blown away by how short you were?
No, that's normally what people say. You smell different than on camera. That's what you said to me.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Gosh dang it. Why don't I remember these things? That was a good line.
It is a good line. Yeah, which is fair. I do smell differently than on camera, so that's good. Yeah, I've only had you look shorter than I thought you were going to be, like 6 or 7 times so far today, and the show just started. So there's lots of time. There's lots of. I should have a counter. That's what I should do.
I mean, it's what happens when you're short. Well, to be fair, you do have a very on your videos like. You can't tell how big you would be. Like
it's purposeful. Yeah, I bought a Barbie tripod so that I can keep it at eye level. Yeah.
but like speaking of your videos, like you have your presence is like there, like you get a lot of people watch, and you put up good like engaging content, and people like the people I've seen comment in the things like there's like very, I mean you have a good solid following of like
I'm very
folks,
lucky.
and but you also have a really good way of like talking about stuff that like it's very thoughtful, and it's not afraid, like you're totally comfortable with, or seems
Mhm.
comfortable with like voicing your opinions, but your opinions are so well balanced but strong, like somehow I don't know how that's possible.
Yeah, I try not to ride the fence too much. Like, if I have an opinion, sometimes it gets me in trouble. But I mean, at the end of the day, what I'm trying to do is just like be genuine. And also, I want the videos to be exciting for a 5-year-old or an 85-year-old. So I want to explain things in a way that isn't going to go over people's heads. And I think that I do that well because I'm not smart enough to explain anything where it's going to go over people's heads. So it's like I'm trying to be like the relatable idiot that you run into like on the street corner. That's kind of what I'm trying to be.
Hmm. Huh. Huh.
Is it working?
I mean, I don't, no, I'm sorry. It's not because the idiot thing. I don't pick up the idiot thing when I
Okay.
watch your videos. I pick up more like actually thoughtful and like really caring about what you're putting out.
Okay.
That's what I pick
Well,
up.
thank you. That's like so much nicer than I'd ever be to myself. I appreciate that.
No, like for real. I'll watch your videos and be like, and like you'll give these opinions like this is how I feel about this, but you also have this like this balanced like you have an open mind to like the fact that that your opinion is your opinion, that there could be other opinions out there, but yours is still yours.
Mhm.
So you hold fast to what it is that you believe in, what how you feel about something, but are like open to the fact that maybe everybody doesn't feel that way about it.
Yeah, and I always try to make it seem like, okay, this is my opinion. If you feel differently, that's okay. And then also comment and let me know because I've changed my opinion on so many things doing this channel. The way I keep reptiles is completely different than when I started 6 years ago because of commenters or people who come up to me and say, "Hey, did you think about this?" And I think that's really cool because in this community, like there are, the people who yell and scream or whatever, but there's so many nice people who just genuinely care about reptiles. And even though you're the guy with the camera and some people think that's a big thing, a lot of people will just say, "Hey, like you have a big audience. This is way maybe you should be doing it. Would you consider doing it this way?" And then we all get to grow together, and then I get to show that to a decent audience because one person came up and said, "Hey, I like your opinion, but also this is my opinion. Maybe you should change the way you do things."
Yeah, and that's a great way to look at it, and that's the same reason that I continue to read comments myself, like and go in there because I sometimes I feel like taking the Rogan advice and just be like, don't pay attention to anything that down there, like, and I can understand the health in that, like, there's definitely some mental health strengthening that you could do, well, not strengthening, but like just mental
Mhm.
health defense by like not going down in the comment section and be like not making that part of your life whatsoever. Like that could be a healthy way to do it. But I think you're right that the growth that you can get from somebody who has a differing opinion, or like maybe see something a way that you didn't think about, like there's an opportunity for growth there for sure.
Yeah, and I think the thing too is like with a Rogan, the audience is so big. There's going to be a lot of that craziness.
Yeah.
But with us, I feel like it's more community. So most of the interaction that I get through comments is really positive, and I love doing the comments. Even now, even when I first started, and there's a few comments. Oh, I wish there was more. And then now, there's more than I could ever reply to, and I still have so much fun. It's the first thing I do in the morning before I check email, before I do anything. Morning coffee, do comments. I absolutely love engaging with everybody. It's great.
Yeah, it is awesome. There's some cool things that can happen in there. I mean, the thing that I think sometimes we forget, and there are bots. There are bots.
Yeah.
I've realized now, like there's sometimes there's comments from like, is that can't be a real person. That was too. But I'll still like I'll. The funny thing is sometimes those are the ones I reply to, but then when I don't get a reply, I'm like, okay, it must have been a bot, but it's not necessarily. Like
Right.
the potential is that whoever's typing that comment is a real, breathing, genuine human who has their own story, and not that I definitely none of us have time for everybody's story. Like it's just not physically or humanly possible. But yet somebody leaving a comment down there, sometimes you never know what that connection could be.
Right.
I've had comments like that where I'll just, it comes in like I'm unsubscribing, blah blah blah, like, and I was like, well, I'm sorry, and have a little thing here, like, and I actually want to know like what's happening with this person. Well, it'll end up in a phone call where we might be meeting up for lunch because they happen to be in a spot where I'm going to be later, or going over for a barbecue. Like these things have
Mhm.
happened, and so if you don't go down and then engage, and like you're saying, it's a community,
Mhm.
and it's much more like that versus like just a big conglomerate glob of like randomness. It's an actual community, and when you pay attention to those comments down there, Yeah, that's cool. I like what you brought up about that. It's making me think
I
about
think
it.
it's healthier in our community than a lot of others. And I know there's like this hoopla about like every community has the bad apples, but I think they're weeded out so much just by how much more positivity that there is. So yeah, that part of my favorite thing about even starting a channel in the first place and coming to expos like this is that everyone feels like they know each other and it doesn't feel awkward and like everyone's kind of on the same playing field. And I think that's really cool. And you don't really get to see that in a lot of other parts of life.
Yeah, so coming to the expos is definitely where you can get to do that because online it can get very. It's a struggle to like not let it go like downward spiral in the comment section. You know,
Yeah,
it can
for
be
sure.
very much a struggle because it's the same reasons that we've talked about for years now. It's a text-based thing. It's not. You can't hear the inflections in the voice, and you
It's a
can't
bad
see.
way to communicate.
It's a bad way to communicate.
Yeah, this is much better.
This is much better, yeah. Because if you say something whack, I could just jump across the table with it.
I've been worried about that. I've been kind of like defensive about it just in case. I just don't want to offend you, Ryan.
Well, just to be fair, like these seats aren't very good for launching from. I'd have to like get up out of the chair first, and then
I also put a tripping hazards right here. That was me that did that. There's a million tripping hazards so that you can't come across the table at me.
wouldn't that'd be fun? It'd be fun to have like sorry, that shouldn't be. No, it would be though. It would be fun just to have like a little minor physical altercation.
Just
like,
a little one.
Yeah, just
That's
a
it.
small one.
Yeah.
One where we like get up and like shake hands, like I love you, man.
Just like a wrestling match, like, but there's no Jello though. That's the thing, right?
Yes, I would ask for no Jello.
Okay,
for
all right.
sure.
Deal. Okay, good.
You know, at one point you had aspirations to like come stateside,
Yeah.
and are those gone?
So it's I can't do that now. So I married a woman who has children already, so I've got stepkids. So I can't move them across the border. So which means I can't move across the border. But with that said, it's not like it's like I love my family very much. I'm very lucky to have like everything. I've always wanted a family, and now I finally have that. And yeah, so like it sucks like that I can't be here and I'm stuck in Canada, but it's for like the best reason ever. So maybe in let's do the math, in 14 years, maybe I can work on getting to the States. But I tried for 3 years to get across, and your government just didn't want me for whatever reason. I think it was the way I smelled. I think that's what it was. I got too close to Dave for too long, and that's what it was. So I'm in Canada for the foreseeable future, but I get to come down and hang out with great guys like you and Dave and other guys in the U.S. And I love this country.
We could do a trade, maybe.
Yeah?
Dave for you. You know,
That's a good idea, actually. I like that.
I mean, I've been trying to get him to come to California. He just start going. Oh, I like my cold winters where I sit. Now I have to play video games for 3 months.
Yeah, no, I don't like anything about the cold at all. It's 80 degrees here in October. Maybe I'll just move to Chicago, you know? No, I probably won't do that.
No,
but
don't do that.
yeah, it's fantastic. Like, I love everything about this country, but yeah, I'm stuck. Have you ever seen Canadian money before?
I have to have seen it. I'm sure I've used it and paid for like not balut. Why am I going to say balut? You don't pay for balut in Canada.
Touch it.
You
Touch
pay
my
for
money.
it's plastic, right?
Yeah, it's plastic.
Yeah.
So that's a $20 Canadian bill, which is worth $1.47 American, I'm pretty sure. So you can't do anything with it, but it is plasticky.
Why is the Queen on it?
Oh, smell it, by the way. For real.
I'm worried about this.
It's like a...
Ugh, gosh, dude.
It's been in my back pocket, sorry.
I think that's what I smelled the first time I met you.
Our $5 bills smell like maple syrup. I don't know why they do that, but...
That's awesome. Okay, that's way better than the 20.
Yeah, it smells like farts. The 20.
Why is this
I don't know, it's the Royal Canadian Mint. That's how it works.
Royal Canadian maple?
Yeah.
I have no money.
Man, the other thing I love about coming to U.S. expos is I can't bring anything across the border with me, so I save so much. Dude, I would be broke. I'd be flat broke already if I could bring any of this stuff home, because there are so many cool things here that I don't see in Canada at all. There's a Shinisaurus just chilling over there, and like there's morphs of Colombian rainbow boas and Brazilian rainbow boas. Like I don't see that at home. So you have like much more diversity in what you can see here. So to me, it's almost like looking at things that and also rhino iguanas, which you can't have in Canada, but we can have Fiji banded iguanas. So.
Yeah, pretty sure that trade-off is worth it.
It's a pretty good trade.
Yeah,
It's a pretty good trade.
This interview's over.
I should have. What if I just brought? Hey, and look what I have here. Police just show up. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
The police were just here.
Were they?
Yeah.
Oh, was it for Dave?
Not that they're aware of, but that's probably what they should have been focusing on.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Wow, Well, it looks like it's people are actually flowing inside now. That's good. I love how there's people already walking in with boxes of stuff. Just get in and get out. I like that. That's good.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing. But the thing is, chances are that they're just making a run there, and then they're going to come
Yeah.
back in and do more.
Smart. Yeah, hands full of stuff. Also, what I noticed about this expo too is like I just did the Toronto one, like the big Toronto one, and everyone I asked, like, "Oh, what are you buying today?" "Oh, we're just looking." Everyone that I asked today, we got this and we got that, we got this, and it's like everyone's buying stuff. So it's kind of cool to see that the economy's still booming for reptiles here, and everyone's like buying stuff, and all the vendors are doing really well.
Yeah, that's why I've been doing some videos recently where I just go walk around and see what people have bought, like how
Hmm.
much they paid for it, what their plans are for it. And it's been fun because I get to engage with people I don't even know and like put them on camera and shove a T-Rex in their face. And
Yeah.
but yeah, to see what people are buying. People don't buy stuff in Canada.
The last like little while, I guess. I don't know, but also like I said, our maple money's not worth very much, so people are like, it's a different thing there than it is here. But it just seems like the market isn't as robust there as it is here. So I think you guys had a little bit of a dip, and maybe you're on the way back up, where
Hopefully,
we're yeah, kind of like right in the middle of that valley in Canada. It seems like
I feel like that's kind of where we are too. But maybe that's because we had it so good that even though,
maybe.
yeah, maybe we had it so good that like in comparison to having it so good, being anywhere below that is like,
Yeah.
we're failing. We're trying.
And the other thing I noticed too is people will come up to me and say, "Hey, I bought a Chihuahua gecko or whatever, right? Like they bought a Chewy." And then they show me and they're like, "This is the enclosure that I already have set up at home for it." I'm like, "That is so cool. I love seeing that." And they're like, "Yeah, it's because I watched this really handsome bald guy on YouTube that said you should do it." So it's good. I'm glad that we can have a positive influence as influencers where people are doing the right
Yeah,
thing.
no, Ryan McVeigh knows a lot about that type of stuff. And he,
I was talking about Dave Kaufman.
the bald guy,
Yeah, didn't you see we shaved his head for charity last night?
Dave would die.
Yeah,
He
I
would
know.
literally die.
He didn't agree to it, but I mean, it's fine. It was for charity. It was good. And you too can buy your very own strand of Dave Kaufman hair.
So gross. I'll pay you to tell you what. Take the bag, bring it back to Canada with you,
Yeah.
and then that'll be.
We have native Bigfoots there, though, so we don't need that. We can just get it wherever we want.
Oh, Dave,
Yeah.
why are you so easily the butt of so many jokes?
I just love Dave. And he's like, he just rolls with it, you know? Plus, when I hug him, I feel like I just disappear, like, within. So, yeah,
Yeah,
it's good.
Dave is a large human,
He's a giant human.
and he's got like natural tendency. He doesn't do any type of exercise whatsoever.
No, I know. It's crazy.
Yeah, and yet I got into a shoving match with him one time at Nerd.
How did that go?
I lost.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's crazy. Weird. And, like, you're like a stout dude. Like, you're not
I
a
was maybe
small
not
dude.
as stout now as like maybe I'd stand more of a chance now, but like I generally tried to push him out of the room, and I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't want to do that with Dave or you, to be fair. So, yeah, I can't think of any. Yeah, there was like a teenage boy over there that I could maybe, but maybe not. Maybe I'll just be nice to. That's fine.
Yeah, you don't want to have to live that reality.
No, I did steal a machete from a teenage boy at the Snake Discovery build off the second year, and I still get teased about it. So, I'll just be nice to teenagers from now on.
Yeah, it's probably for the best. I mean, this country does have a lot of freedom, but we're still not allowed to assault teenagers.
Yeah, it was more like I was protecting him because like he was 12. Luke, you know Luke?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there was a machete, and he was grabbing it, and I just grabbed it way faster for his protection only. It wasn't because I didn't see what was going on and wanted to just win the competition. I was putting his needs above everybody else. I'm a very nice guy, Brian.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, it's good that you're looking out for others like
Yeah.
that. It's important. You know, it's very big of you. You know, most
Yeah.
people would just be thinking about themselves and like, how can I win this thing versus like, how can I make sure that everybody else is safe? And
Yes,
doesn't get
exactly.
hurt.
Plus, at that time, he was still smaller than me, and now he's taller than me. So now I see him as an adult, and it's fair game. That's how it
But he
works.
wouldn't have even made it to adulthood had you not made that move.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So
Yes.
like it's because of him. He owes all of his height and hair to me.
Yeah.
So really, I mean, if you watch his channel, it's only because of me.
Yeah. Well, he should probably like think about donating some of both of those to you.
I think so too.
Yeah, give where it's needed, right?
That's what I'm saying. Like he's got more than enough. I just think that'd be a really nice thing to do. But maybe that's a Canadian in me expecting everyone to be really nice.
Yeah. I went up to Canada one time or twice and had that same thought. Like, yeah, it's Canadian. Everybody's gonna be really nice. And for the most part, it was true. And until I made this whole monologue, not monologue. I made this whole like compilation of like people saying that they were sorry. And like a whole like I had so many people on camera telling me how sorry they were, and then somebody stole that camera and all the footage that was in it.
Yeah, I did. I saw that. That was before I had a channel. You were still like a very famous dude. You're still a very famous dude to me. But you're. It's like, oh wow, that YouTuber guy who came to Canada. I wasn't at that show, unfortunately, so it was not me. Have an alibi. But I thought I'm like that was very un-Canadian. You know who I think it was? I think it was Dave Kaufman. I'm pretty sure
He wasn't there that time.
that you saw.
Oh, that's true. That's true. He could have been hiding in the forest,
Yeah, he was
just
sneaking around in a trench coat. Yeah, that's what it
walking
was.
through the forest.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like he feels like, and he does go up to Canada like once a year, right, to go fishing.
Mm.
Fishing for Brian Kusko's camera equipment.
Wow, dude. Oh man, I wish I could stay in character like you do so well. I just have to laugh. I just have to break and just laugh. One time we should maybe do a video where we like just say the most ridiculous stuff and see who breaks. No, that's stupid. I'm gonna break first. Yes, he laughed.
Most of my videos are just me saying the most ridiculous. Did you see my video? I did a whole video. I don't know if you know this, Brian. This is serious, okay? And people might not know this, so this is going to be a first for your channel and the world. Did you know that snakes don't, in fact, lay eggs and then just leave their babies? They actually they lactate. It's called Snilk. So what happens is the baby will suckle on the Snudders and the Sneets, and then will take in the Snilk, and that's how they grow to be strong, big snakes. And I think it's Big Reptile that's trying to suppress this for money. Do you know who heads Big Reptile?
Must be. No, I don't know who heads. Big.
Dave Kaufman.
Oh,
Dave
of course.
Kaufman. Yeah, so he's trying to suppress the fact that snakes actually do lactate, and Snilk is real. So I just wanted you to know that in your whole audience.
Well, that makes sense because there's so many things like Dave is always trying to like, I know this, I know that, or I'm giving out all this good information. And I've watched him in the field, and before he'll say what he's going to say about the animals, and then he'll go into this little book and like, I go, okay, what is going on with this thing? So everything that he's really saying is just regurgitated information that somebody else put in, and that's all coming from the previous big head of Big Reptile. And it's just like keeping this thing going. There's just all this false information, you know, about like who reptiles are. We all know that birds are reptiles because Clint gives out actually good information, and birds also produce milk.
It's true. Aren't birds actually government drones though?
You might, yeah, that might be more.
I heard someone say that in the hotel lobby, so it must be true.
Yeah. The hotel lobby actually, depending on what time it was. If it was before 2 a.m., then it's questionable. But after 2 a.m. in the hotel lobby, that's when all the actual factual information
That's
comes
what I
out.
figured. Everyone was like, they were so excited, they were slurring when they were speaking too. So I knew that it was good information.
You know, that slurring is it's the government. The government has all kinds of crazy stuff
Yes.
that like we're not aware of. But one of those things that they have that we are aware of is like those devices you just point it, and it could be from any distance. It could be, they literally have satellites where you can just point down at somebody, and as soon as they start like getting to the meat of the stuff, just like, oh, just make them seem crazy. Just send this little vibration down, and all of a sudden they're like slurring and just like stupid, sounding stupid. And it's a bummer. I'm glad we're able to talk. Hopefully this video doesn't get taken down because the truth is coming out, and they don't want that.
Yeah, so that ray you were talking about is just constantly pointed at Dave Kaufman. Is what you're trying to say.
Yes. No. He's a government shill.
Right.
Yeah. No, they don't point it at him. As long the second he comes to his senses, but the second that he owns up to it and realizes I shouldn't be doing this and this is wrong, and starts putting out the actual information about Snilk, they'll probably point the ray at him at that point.
He actually, so the reason that he's trying to suppress this is because he collects all the Snilk from all the snakes, and then he sells it, and that's why he is so unbelievably wealthy, is because of all the Snilk from the Snudders and the Sneets.
And I think that's also why he drinks it too. He probably doesn't just sell it. He like keeps some for himself. That's why I couldn't push him out of the room at Nerd that day.
Correct. He uses it as shampoo too, and that's why he is. I think he's like 78 or something, and that's why he still has hair at 78 years old, is because of the Snilk from the Snudders and the Sneets.
Yeah. See, when you were first saying like that, people think that snakes just leave there. I was like, that's not true. They definitely stay with them, and the mother rattlesnakes especially are like very like that's more of a situation where, you know, there's a regular weaning phase for most snakes. Rattlesnakes' moms are like, it's like, you ever seen Game of Thrones? And there's like that young prince, he's like 12 or something, but he's still like...
On the teat?
On the teat, yeah. That's how rattlesnakes are with that.
Right, but it's a sneet, not a teat.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, rattlesnakes are known for having big Snudders.
Right. That's why they give live birth instead of eggs.
Correct.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm glad that you know. I'm glad that we could educate your audience today on a government conspiracy that most people won't talk about.
Yeah, like I said, hopefully this video doesn't get taken off of YouTube because it's probably what's gonna happen. But at least maybe one person will see that truth and get it out, and then that'll just one person's enough. If we can get reach just one person, that's one person that didn't know about it before.
And if it does get taken down, you know whose fault it is?
Yeah, of course, Dave Kaufman.
Dave Kaufman. Yeah.
Freaking Dave.
Freaking
Maybe we should go find him and just kill him.
Yeah, we could. But he's probably so big and strong that we'd have a hard time. We'd have to team up. We'd have to take some of the Snilk, drink the Snilk, and then have enough energy to power up in order to take down Dave Kaufman.
Would that be like, would we, they say for the greater good, like, is that what that would be? Because then we'd be drinking some of the Snilk, which would be kind of stepping into that evil that Dave Kaufman is living.
Yeah, but then what we can do too is we can just like take it and then put them into like super soakers, and then just like the entire audience gets a little bit of Snilk, and then just everyone gets to power up, and then we can all take on Dave together, and that's part of the greater good right there.
All right.
Yeah, we have a plan.
We got a plan.
Yep.
All right, you guys are first to hear it. Hopefully you get to hear this information. Comment down below if you're going to join us in this endeavor, because we need all the help we can get.
True. Yeah, and if you want to show your support, there is Got Snilk shirts on wickenswickedreptiles.com. So, yeah.
Every dollar goes to the end of Dave Kaufman.
Correct. Every dollar goes to the end of Dave Kaufman.
All right. I mean, I don't think there's anything else that needs to be said at this point.
No, thank you for letting me come on your show.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate it. Big fan of you.
Thanks. Big fan of you.
Thank you. Yeah, I hope that you keep doing what you're doing, and we're changing the world together.
Absolutely.
There's also a spanking paddle behind you.
I'm a slightly bigger fan of you than you are of me. Just want to make sure that we're clear on
Like
that.
physically bigger?
It's not what I meant.
Oh, okay. I've been a big fan of you before I had a channel, so how about that?
Time and space are relative.
That's true. I don't take up a lot of space, but I do take up a lot of your time.
Thanks for watching. Make sure that you go and get one of those shirts from wickenswickedreptiles.com, because otherwise we're all going to be under this. And you probably still, if you're still watching this and you're like, no, Dave Kaufman is awesome, you're just under this like thing and you got to break free. It's like you have that aluminum tinfoil hat on. You need to take it off and realize the truth about Dave Kaufman. So thank you for watching. We'll see you back next week right here on the Redline Report. Until then, y'all take care.
Nice.
Nailed it. Information.
Wow. That was really good. I feel like I'm out of a bubble now.
Yeah, I spanked somebody with that paddle.
Did you? Was it Dave Kaufman?
No, in my mind it was. I didn't actually do the physical whack, but like I have held it in a spot. He's actually waiting for you to sign it and spank somebody else with it.
Oh, Brian.
So we have this thing. At this point, it's been auctioned off, but we're having people of all statures sign it, and we're going to auction it off, and he's going to take a picture with it, and I'll take a picture of it smacking you with it, or you can be smacking me with it. It's really up to you. It doesn't matter.
We can do that. We can like
Would you rather be the smacky or the smacker?
Oh, I love to smack.
You love to smack?
Yeah.
All right. All
Yeah.
right. You can be the smacker then.
Okay, cool.
All right. I'm gonna do my monologue. I usually wait till my guest leaves before I do my monologue. I'm just gonna do it right here. Howdy, folks. Brian Kusko here at Redline Report, and today we have the smallest YouTuber that we ever have had on camera. Sit down.